Hey everyone, it's Kevin T. Robertson, CEO of SpeakerFocus.com. I have a message I want to share with you today about building your speaker business. Now, as you can see this building behind me, I'm down here at the beach, and what they do is they tear down a lot of old structures and they start building new ones. So it's not uncommon for even a small dwelling like that to go for like $1 million+ down here in this area where I live. And so I want you to think about this little building right here is under construction right now. Is your speaker business under construction? And when they finish this dwelling, it's probably going to go for $1.2 to $1.5 million. It's literally right on the water. And some of them could be more money than that sometimes. So it all starts with the foundation, obviously, and being able to build something that you have to look forward to later down the line. And building a speaker business is about taking the action steps, starting with the foundation, putting the first floor, second floor, third floor, the roof, things of that nature. And then eventually later down the line, when you're ready to sell, when you're ready to renovate, upgrade, there should be money in that dwelling that you can take out of. And that's how you get a return on your investment. But it all starts with a strong foundation. So the tips that I would have for you, the foundational level of building your speaker business when it's in the construction stage. First, you got to have some blueprints. Before you can even get to pouring the foundation and putting on the first deck and the second floor and the third floor and the roof, and then, bring the finishing team in, you've got to be able to follow the blueprint. What I learned, it took me many years to understand this because I really didn't want to commit to some higher level mentorship that will put me in position where I was getting ready to start the journey with the proper kind of information. And whenever you are in a situation where you are looking at blueprints, there is a specific plan to follow. Whenever they bring in the contractors, before they start doing the building, the engineer has got to come and stake out the lot first. Then the engineer comes in and tells you where you can build. They stake it out before the foundational team comes in and start pouring the footer for the foundation. Then after the engineer finishes, they have to submit a set of plans to the county, city, state, what have you. They have to get permits to start building over here. So it's a lot that goes into the blueprint stage. I built 6 houses from the ground up, and I've also consulted numerous celebrities and high-profile clients to build houses from the ground up. So I've been there from the beginning. I understand what the blueprint stage looks like. Now, if you do not get it right when you're building the blueprints, literally the whole dwelling cannot go up and be sound. So the first step to building a successful speaker business is making sure that you have a proper set of blueprints. You need higher level mentorship to follow. You need to follow someone that has a blueprint, someone who has been there, done that, messed it up, made the mistakes, got this shit wrong multiple times, and then they were able to correct those mistakes, come up with the proper blueprint, and then start the construction phase of building a successful speaker business. I can remember when I didn't have access to higher level mentorship. I didn't know what the blueprint looked like. If you think you can make this up on your own, you are sadly mistaken. The professional speaking business, it doesn't come with a set of blueprints, the ones that you feel like you can make up on your own. There's a lot of things I did learn on my own by not taking mentorship, but it wasted so much time. Like, this is what I'm trying to tell you. Before you can get into the construction stage, the blueprint is there to tell every single contractor, plumbing, HVAC, heating, all of the finishing, all of the carpentry. It tells everybody what they're supposed to do, and it tells them how they're supposed to do it. There's a code that you're supposed to follow if you want to get building permits, and the inspector comes in, and if you don't have the job done the right way, the building inspector will not sign off so you can move on to the next stage. This is what so many speakers, they fall into a trap because they don't have a successful blueprint to follow. So the very first thing I would tell you is follow a set of blueprints. Take mentorship from someone who actually knows what the hell they're talking about. This is the reason why we created SpeakerFocus.com, because I got tired of seeing speakers suffer for the first 7 years like I did in my speaking career. And I've been doing this for 36 years. over 2,700 paid speaking engagements. The first 750 were very, very rocky. There was really no blueprint to follow. I didn't want to commit or submit to the higher level mentorship, and I paid the price dearly. So if you don't want to waste that kind of time, I don't know, 50% of our platform is 40 years and over. Maybe you're not working with that kind of time. When you start getting older, you start getting smarter, and you start realizing, you know what? I don't have time to waste. I've got to follow a set of blueprints that's going to allow me to get into construction stage as quickly as possible. And anybody that's in real estate will tell you that it takes time. In order to deliver a house on average, people in the real estate construction industry know, unless it's a mansion or a state houses are typically anywhere from 8,000 square feet on up. But typically anything under 8,000 square feet can be delivered under normal circumstances. And when I say normal, I'm talking about outside of the pandemic, because the pandemic has caused a massive construction problem. Materials and labor costs are 30% higher if you're building a house during these times, because it's difficult to get materials. But during normal circumstances, when you are building a house, you can get a delivery date from start to finish within 6 to 8 months, typically. So look at how long after you follow the blueprint and you get approval to start construction that you're going to be building your speaker business. I always let people know it's possible that you could do it in a matter of weeks. We have a 6-week training program that will definitely teach you to follow a blueprint. For the top 20 or 30% of our students can start booking speaking engagements after following the blueprint after 6 weeks. What I always tell people, realistically speaking, if you have a family, if you have a job, if you have a couple side hustles like many people do on our platform, you're looking at keeping your mouth shut, keeping your head down, following the blueprint for 3 to 6 months. Then you can start seeing a real return on your investment, getting the money back from the original investment from the coaching program, and then starting to gain traction to really have a mastery of the blueprint. Because I see so many speakers, they want to just jump on stage without really having the credentials, without really following the blueprint. So the first stage is follow the blueprint. Second stage is making sure that you start in the construction stage. What are you building? The foundational stage is going to be the messaging. Then getting the first deck on living level number 1 is probably going to be setting up the sales tools. You got to have the proper foundation with the messaging, then setting up the right kind of sales tools, and then making sure that your business entity is operating the right way. Make sure it's registered. You have a legitimate business entity that you are operating. Then you want to get into level number 2. You want to, once it starts getting built more and more and more, now you want to get into posting the right things through your social media, leaving the kind of social proof behind. So when the meeting planner actually goes and visits your website, visits your social media, they know that you are a professional, subject matter expert, specialist, leading authority of the first order. Then when you start, you continue to build in the construction stage, you're going to move into making sure that you build a marketing machine. Now, it's really about taking the steps, just like following the blueprint. It's going to lay out exactly what you can do and what you can't do. Well, it's really ridiculous to try to go build a marketing machine and put your sales funnel together unless you have the messaging and the sales tools and your entire business set up the right way. Then once all of that is set up, then, ladies and gentlemen, you can get into building the marketing machine, setting up a sales funnel, understanding what a lead magnet is, attracting people into your marketing pipeline, filling up that pipeline with predictability and consistency is really what it's all about. Then you are now ready to do outreach for the conference coordinators. Watch this. Now you get to the top level right there. They're almost ready to put the roof on. You see the scaffolding and stuff around there? You've got to go into construction mode for your speaker business. And when you do it the right way, the rewards are definitely there. So remember, start out with the blueprint. Excuse me. Start out with the blueprint. Make sure that you lay the proper foundation through the right kind of messaging, getting the right kind of sales tools, setting up the speaking entity the right way, posting the right things, and management of your social media is so vitally important. And then making sure that you set up a sales funnel the right way and you start becoming good at lead generation. Most speakers don't know where they're going to get business from. It is your responsibility to make sure that you start connecting with meeting planners and then have all your outreach templates set up the right way. We have templates and a blueprint for everything to teach you how to excel as a professional speaker and learn the virtual world of high fee speaking. It is no better time to get involved in speaking than right now. So if you're a subject matter expert, leading authority, trusted advisor, a service provider, and you have a niche and you feel like you are a top consultant or a speaker, perhaps it's time to really start following the blueprint from somebody who really knows what the heck they're talking about. And that's what we do at speakerfocus.com. I'll catch you next week with another message about growing your speaker business.